What would you, Brett, you're the youngest here. You've got the tightest skin and the highest metabolism. And so I'd just be interested to know, because you're young, but you're grown. Got an amazing marriage, 5 gorgeous kids, and God is using you in dramatic ways, but you're still relatively young. If you could go back to your 16-year-old self, and when you were kind of going, okay, who am I? What road has God called me to walk? What would you tell the younger Brittany now about the importance of real relationship?
I am fortunate enough to have friends who I've been friends with since I was in 6, 7. Yeah. I was young when I met my friends, and they grew with me, thank God. But I would tell my younger self to not try so hard to be perfect. Yeah. To not try to be the fixer of everything. To not try to be the one to always lead and carry the weight of everybody else, and to allow myself to be vulnerable with them in order for them to help me grow. Yeah. And I would definitely tell myself, because I went through a lot of seasons where if my friends spoke something into me, I don't know, they were afraid to speak things to me, because it felt like, well, you already have everything together. You're a fixer. You help all of our problems, but there's nothing that we can really tell you. Right. And it felt lonely at some point, because then I started crying. I'm like, well, who's there to save the hero? Right. You know, and I went through that season. It's like, people have songs like, who's there to save the girl, you know, after she saves the world. And it's like, well, that's your fault. Right. You created that narrative. Wow, you know, you put that, you know, on yourself. You wanted to be the hero. How does that feel? Right. You know, and I really had to become vulnerable and realize that I don't know everything, even though I felt like I did. And just allow the people that God placed in my life to speak directly into my life, to be able to help me to get to places, to see things differently, right. To help me experience different things in life that actually prepared me for ministry, right. Prepared me for being a mom, prepared me for being a wife, because I was able to see different vantage points.
Right. Yeah. Tim Keller's one of my favorite living theologians. And he, in a commentary on, you know, in Mark chapter 10, when you've got the transfiguration, but then they come down from the mountain, and it's kind of a train wreck because the disciples have forgotten to pray. But the kind of the only admirable human in the latter part of that chapter is this really honest dad, and he's worried to death about his son. And he tells Jesus, if you wanted to, you could heal my son. And usually Jesus is you know, I've heard so many pastors preach, and they're like, if, and I'm like, I don't think Jesus spoke like that to him based on the latter part of that passage. I think he was just filled with compassion, because the man's response is, oh, I believe you're the Son of God. I believe you're the Christ. But I need you to help me in my unbelief. And Tim Keller says, it's no rebuke whatsoever. And of course, he heals his son. Right. But Tim Keller says about that passage, and I think this is profound, he says, and it comes back to what you were just saying, he says, it is not holiness that is the first step to accessing intimacy with God. It's helplessness. Wow. It's acknowledging I can't make it by myself. I actually think some measure of that is true for friendship. I think for us to go, I need you to help me where I don't have it all together. Right. I mean, I'm going to peel off my emotional Spanx with you and show you the stuff I hide from the rest of the world, because I trust your walk with the Lord. You've seen me crying at conferences we've been to together when I was in really broken places, and I trusted you enough to know you'll walk alongside me, because you know where all the bodies are buried, basically, and I trust your walk with the Lord. I had a surgeon years ago tell me that I was one of the worst patients he'd ever had. And I was like, well, gosh, that hurts my feelings. And he said, because you haven't been honest with me about where you hurt.
Wow.
And he said, based on your MRI and based on what you say to me, he said, I have been so confused about your injury. And it wasn't until I cut you open and got into your spine that I realized everything that was going on because you told me it didn't hurt that much. And he said, you have not trusted me as your physician. And I thought I was being a good patient to be dishonest. And I've done that a lot in friendships. I've tried to be the non-needy one, the one that gives, the one that doesn't complain. And I haven't, what I've basically said to my friends is, I don't respect your walk with the Lord. Because if we respect each other and trust each other, then I'll call you in a hard time and go, Lisa, I really need you to pray for me. I think vulnerability is inherent in intimate relationship.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
And it's because of you that partner with us that this ministry continues. God bless you.